Hi, David again for concertblogger.com. Today we're here with indie folk singer-songwriter Seiich Daimo. Did I say that correctly?
It's Seiich Daimo.
Seiich
Daimo.
Daimo. Cool.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to come and give us a little interview and talk to us. Thanks.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Good. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you've moved around quite a bit in your youth. How did that affect your interest in music?
I guess I was born in Manhattan, grew up in San Diego, then I moved to New Jersey as a teen. So kind of bounced all over the place. I got to, get different perspectives on different parts of the country. And I think that just gave me a more well-rounded perspective of, I guess, maybe the American lifestyle. But as far as music, I didn't really grow up with too much music, but that's something that sort of came on later on in life. So it's an interesting process.
That's funny because the next time, did you grow up in a home with where music was important? So I guess the answer to that is no. You're jumping ahead of my questions.
Do you want me to take that again? I can take it.
No, it's perfect.
Okay.
What artists first inspired you to become a musician if you hadn't been really exposed too much to music?
The strange thing is songwriting always came before music somehow.
Really?
Yeah. I always knew I wanted to play guitar. I knew I wanted to write songs. I did it as a little kid, just humming, making up stuff. And then eventually that became like, oh, well, I really want to play the guitar and learn how to do it that way, like I see people on TV. But I didn't really identify with anybody until I joined a band in the New Jersey era. And started listening to bands like Brand New, Taking Back Sunday, Muse, Thrice. So those are actually like my introduction to music. Are these
really the almost current bands?
Yeah, hardcore bands or whatever, or more aggressive bands than what I play.
Absolutely.
And then from then, when I really started to study song structure and writing, I branched out to a lot of folk, singer-songwriter music. City and Color is a big influence of mine, and then just looking at the people who came before me, Johnny Cash, Buddy Holly, Bob Dylan. I absorb as much as I can now as a songwriter. I'm kind of a songwriting nerd. I just absorb everything.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's the only way to perfect your craft is to constantly practice it.
Yeah.
How did you find your unique, again, indie folk sound? Especially because you said that your first bands are really hard bands, and how did you go from that to?
It's such a strange thing because I just took the songs that we were writing as a band together and just with my acoustic guitar started writing more on my own. And then I guess when all was said and done, everyone's like, oh, that's folk, that's indie, that's singer-songwriter. I'm like, okay. It's
not what I was aiming to do, but that's what you want to put it in. That's fine.
It's not that I really was aiming to do anything even. It was just like, I just need to get this out of me. Let's express myself. So it's more the outlet of self-expression rather than what I ingest.
Okay.
Just because I listen to singer-songwriter doesn't mean I'm going to write singer-songwriter music, but it's more just life influence affects the art, I guess.
Of course.
That's how I try to look at it, at least.
Yeah. So speaking of uniqueness, how did you develop your unique fashion sense? And did you think it goes with your musical stylings? The bow tie.
That's a good question.
Great glasses. I'm a big glasses fan.
Yes,
those are really good glasses.
I enjoy your glasses as well.
Thank you.
You know what? It just sort of happened. I don't think this was for the music. I think it's just I like to get dressed up. I like to have fun. I like to not take myself too seriously. And I feel like that actually lended itself to the music because the music is a little more serious.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is the way to lighten that up and just say,
balance the.
There's both sides of the spectrum.
Cool. You just got back from South by. Tell me about your experience there.
South by is crazy.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've never actually been myself. Maybe next year.
Yeah, you definitely have to do it. It's just sensory overload, like just walking down 6th Street and hearing all the different live music happening at the same time. Just having that many creative people together, all that energy is something. It's something. But as far as for me, it was a great time. I played a couple shows down there. I got to meet a lot of people. It's the first real promotional thing that we've done for the record, so it was a big step, big step.
Cool. Yeah, you just released your debut EP called "In the In Between."
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about it.
In the In Between, it's a 4-song EP. It's something that we've been, my producer and I have been working on for the past year, and it's something that I. Let's see. What do I? Sorry. It's a 4-song EP. Our goals are just to make it very genuine. Like, this is from my heart, and hopefully people can.
An introduction to.
Yeah, just introduction to who.
You and what
who
you.
I am. I like to think I have a perspective, maybe not the most interesting, but I have an interesting perspective on things. So, and just seeing what's out there.
You have a voice. Everyone everyone has to be able to express their voice a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is your first example of that.
Yeah.
Cool. What about the title song, "In the In Between"? Tell me about that a little bit.
Well, "In the In Between," the title track is based off of the whole concept for the record, which is this state of transition, feeling stuck. I wasn't at the successful point that I wanted to be in my life, but I'd still accomplished so much, and it's just trying to figure out like when that finish line is, and realizing that finish line is life. That it's whole life cycle. So it's kind of become just a whole life experience.
Cool.
Just getting to know who you are as a person.
So was this the first time you recorded professionally?
Yes,
and
it actually is.
What was the process like? How did that go?
It was great. It was great. I teamed up with a buddy of mine who produced the record, and we got the luxury of taking our time with the record, which is something that doesn't happen too often. We both have a pretty rich background in engineering, and we got to really push boundaries as far as mix and just song structure, and trying to do something different, but making it feel familiar at the same time.
Making it in your voice.
Yeah.
Cool. What's your songwriting process like? Do you write all the time, and it just kind of you go back to different passages that you've written and?
Yeah, songwriting is always evolving. But as of recently, I don't sit down to write unless I have something to say. And I tend to take an unorthodox approach to writing. I'll actually sit with a song for about a month before I finish the lyrics for it. And I never write any lyrics down. It's just I jam out whatever I'm vibing off of, whatever that song is making me feel emotionally. I try to capture that with different phrases, and then it comes together on its own. But it takes a long time.
Takes time
to do that way, which I'm willing to spend that time. I think that's a little more organic. I feel like once it's on the paper, it becomes disconnected, and
you've given it away almost.
And you start trying too hard to make it seem, witty on the
Oh, of course.
when it should just come out as just raw.
Your voice.
Yeah.
Will you be playing any shows in the near future?
Near future, yes. I'm going to be going down to the Launch Music Conference in Lancaster, Pennsylvania next month, playing a show there on the 19th. And then from there, we're going to be doing a tour. Just to promote the record a little bit, hitting a couple big cities, LA, San Francisco, Philly, New York City again.
Okay.
Come back home.
Come back home, yeah, absolutely. What music are you listening to now? What's on your iPod?
What's on my iPod right now are I don't know. I listen to a weird mix of things, but I got turned on to this one band just recently, Run River North. It's actually like an Asian American band, like all Asian Americans, and they sing folk music, and I'm really digging it. That's probably
cool.
the most recent purchase of mine. Yeah.
All right, cool. One last question I have that all my interviewees get asked. What's something about yourself that fans of your music might not know about you? Do you have like a hobby or a pet?
Might not know about me. Okay.
Something that, wouldn't fit in with this idea of indie pop singer-songwriter thing.
I mean, I'm a nerd. I love movies. I love to. I probably the strangest thing is I really like cinematography. That's something that probably people wouldn't expect someone being really into another art form when
Exactly, music
you're a
and
music person.
exactly.
Yeah, I really dig cinematography, and I like to do that whenever I can.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks so much for your time. Good luck with the EP, which I believe can be picked up through iTunes
Yes.
or through your website,
Yeah.
which is
SeichDaimoMusic.com.
SeichDaimoMusic.com. We'll add a link in. And we look forward to catching up with you on the road real soon. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, David.
Thanks.